Everything you just saw started with 3 random photos, and what happened next might completely change how you think about content creation using AI. No film crew, no travel, and no expensive equipment needed. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to transform simple photos of yourself into viral style content that could light up the algorithm, step by step. Let's dive in and see how this magic actually works. To get started, the first thing you need is your character images. If you're building a personal brand, you can use real photos of yourself, like travel shots or selfies, or just generate consistent character images using AI tool. Ideally, using your own photos makes the final result feel more personal. But for this video, I didn't have mine available, so I generated my images with AI tool instead. In my case, I used OpenArt's consistent character feature to create my character. Simply go to the character section, and here we can create our own character. We're going to create with 4+ images to get more high quality results. So you can have different aspects yourself to train the character. And to train your own character is very simple. First, you enter the character name, and then we upload at least 4 high quality images of ourselves. And we can see the example of what we should be uploaded and what we should avoid. We can see there's a recommended input, so you can put in full body, or half body. Photo like this, it's not recommended to have blurry face and multi-character, or if the angle is too wide and you can't really see the person. It is also said that the first image is crucial, so you should select an image that showcases your character's key features. After we upload the images, just click create character, and then it costs 1,000 credits to train your character. So once your character is ready, you can either click in to create, and when we can use different control method to create an image, but I'm going to use prompt and reference for the most standard one. You can also access the same panel with going to image, switch the model to your own character. In the prompt area, you'll see that the character tag is loaded. In this example, we can type in our prompts, such as Meow Meow 2 is wearing a yellow bikini with matching sheer sarong, tie at the hip, and standing by an infinity pool in a luxury resort in Mexico. We can be more descriptive here, or we can also toggle auto enhance to improve the prompt. And down here, we can adjust prompt adherence and also character weight. So the more to the right, the more it will look like you. But sometimes if too much is not necessarily a good thing. The more to the left, the more creative freedom the AI can have with the final image. I typically keep it at 0.8, and you can adjust depending on the results that come out. Definitely toggle on preserve key features if you want it to look like you. And under here, there are a lot of image guidance control. You can further control how the image can look like with these control. And if you want a deeper dive into how to use the character feature on OpenArt, check out the video link below after watching this video. Also here we can select the output size. Since I am making vertical content, we will choose portrait. And there's also advanced setting for you to control the steps. And we can also directly upscale into better quality images with face and hands turned on. Select the numbers of images and click create. And here are some generation from the setting we just had. I think some of them do look like me. Of course, I definitely don't have that body, but I think this one's pretty close. Sometimes I think it's because I'm Asian. The training data doesn't necessarily have enough Asian in their data set, so Asian characters sometimes are not as accurate as maybe if you're Caucasian or with the look that are more trained. But I do find that sometimes I can get pretty close results. And I use this process to generate 3 different scene images of my character. To get the best images, it may take a few tries. Sometimes you need to fix small details. For example, the extra fingers here. We may want to try to use the correct hands tool to repair the hand to make it more human-like. Maybe we don't want the beard to appear here, so we can use magic erase to remove. So the beard is removed, but we may want to still fix something. So you can easily edit out any imperfection right inside OpenArt's editing panel. Also today we're using Higgsfield to animate the images. Now you can also use their character feature to create your own character. Just go to the character section and click create character. And Higgsfield require you to upload at least 20 images for the best results. And here it also gives you some suggestions of the kind of photos that is good for training and some that we should avoid. We can just click upload images, and let me upload these images. So upload at least 20 images for best results. The system will guide you on what type of images to add. Once trained, your character will appear. You can change the name here and generate with 30 credits. Once your character is trained, your character will appear in your character section to generate images. Just click into it and click generate. Your character will be loaded in the prompt panel. Here we can input our text prompt, and down here we have a selection of Higgsfield Soul, which is their ultra-realistic fashion visuals. And we also have Flux Context Max, which you can edit for more accuracy, and GPT Image, which is an OpenAI ChatGPT model. We can select the aspect ratio here as well, and change the quality. We have basic for faster result, and high for higher quality. Also, we can turn on the prompt enhancement for the AI to further enhance our prompt. On the right here, we also can control the style. They have a lot of visual preset style that you can quickly apply, styles like the Tokyo Street style, Y2K poster, all of these super social media content friendly type of styles. The style they have are very polished and geared toward fashion looking and trendy social media content. And these type of styles are great for creating attention grabbing and cinematic visuals without using complex prompts. There are also some camera presets like CCTV style, digital camera, and fisheye 360 cam. All these are super cool effects to have to create interesting visual. Just click the generate button to generate images, and here are some of the results. For some images, you can see the facial features probably look more like me. It just look a lot younger than I want. I'm not sure if it's the training image I give that has the issue, or it just doesn't render Asian as good. I can't really pinpoint what's the issue here, but I would have to say the image qualities are pretty good and crisp. Compared to the images I generated in OpenArt, which it gives a more supermodel-like characters, AI characters are probably more idealized. Higgsfield, on the other hand, feels a bit more like a real person, even if it's still clearly AI generated. And some of them really make me look a lot younger and give me a very different body type. I find could get me into trouble. It looks like these are some teenagers and not a real woman. So that said, for this project, I prefer the supermodel style aesthetic from OpenArt better. Since it's not exactly me anyways, I figure why not go full on fashion model looks. That said, I think both tools could work. It just depends on the look you're going for. In the end, I went with the OpenArt version for this video, but I still really appreciate the crisp, realistic quality Higgsfield offers. Once your character images are ready, we'll animate them using Higgsfield DOP, a super powerful tool that adds cinematic movement to still images with just a few clicks. To create a video in Higgsfield, head to Create tab and select video. You'll see the video I generated in here, and from the left panel on top where there's a Higgsfield DOP, once we click in, we'll see a lot of options for us to choose from. DOP is short for Director of Photography. In filmmaking, the DOP controls camera angles, movements, and visual style. Higgsfield DOP presets give you the same control, but with AI making it way easier than manually tweaking prompts or settings. You'll find tons of cinematic effects to choose from. One I really like is this bullet time where it frees the action and have a arc around the subject. Building explosion is really cool too. Angel wings, the one that we're going to use. Also, there are special effects like paint splash and set on fire, turning into metal is really cool. What else? Disintegration can be used for a lot of scenes. The slow motion face punch is a really cool thing. There are just many cool effects for us to choose from. Other than effects, there are also camera control. That would force the AI to use the camera control we assigned, because a lot of time when you use just a text prompt, it doesn't always listen to you. So let's go back to the tutorial. So for the first thing, I'm using Earth Zoom Out. If you remember, the shot looks like it's zooming from the space to the girl, but that's actually a reverse clip of this clip I generated with the Earth Zoom Out effect. So for the first frame, we will need to input the girl standing by the pool, and then it zoom out to the earth. For some effects, we can also assign an end frame, and I find that for this it's better not to have that, so I'm going to leave it empty, and we can describe the scene we want to imagine in the prompt area. So this is the prompt I'm using. The woman smiles at the camera at a luxury resort. As she holds still and looks into the camera, the shot smoothly zoom out, revealing the surrounding beaches, the coastline, and the continent, and finally transition into a photorealistic full view of Earth from space. With the DOP set in here, we actually don't really need to describe as much sometimes, especially this part where I further describe what will be revealed when it zoom out. Sometimes I think it will help. Sometimes it actually interferes with the smooth zoom out and creativity the AI can have. So you may want to test that out with different prompt but adding this can further control what it shows when it zoom out. But I would say just for a zoom out effect, this part is probably optional. And for the model, we have Higgsfield Light for basic speed and standard Q, Higgsfield Standard for faster speed and priority Q. The fastest way is the Higgsfield Turbo with priority Q, which I normally use. They also added the Google VO3 Fast and Google VO3. If you have seen some content on the internet, you know VO3 can generate very high quality results. VO3 does cost a lot more credits than the Higgsfield model. Note that there is an advanced control where you can pick from 3 second and 5 second. And here you can input your seed. If you have a previous generation that you want to rerun again. This is to help you recreate with the same randomness, so you can likely create similar results. But if not, we'll just keep it as random. For the step, the default is 30, but you can increase your step for better quality, but it does also cost more credits. So after you apply the DOP result and input your prompt and the first frame, we can click generate. And here is the Earth results that I have. As you can see, it creates some weird shape on the coastline, so I don't think it's actually geographically correct, but it does give you a zoom out effect. I probably have to speed up this part so it's not as obvious that this is not an actual place on Earth. And for the last scene that I have, which is the water one, I also did a zoom out effect. See, this one I didn't use as many descriptive words in terms of what to reveal, so I think the overall zoom out is smoother and it's not as weird in my opinion. Although they still didn't reveal the full view of Earth in space. Also, by the way, if you use this prompt in other video models, you may also get the results depending on the model, but the Higgsfield DOP just make it a lot more likely that it gives you the result that you're looking for. So even though the preset handle most of the animation, adding a prompt will guide the scene more. The second thing I have, I use the arc right feature where I want the camera to circle her to the right. And here is the prompt I use with the arc right feature to create this scene. I use the angel wings effect with the initial image, and I said the camera arc right, but it actually didn't follow my prompt here. But fortunately, we can click this mix feature to add more than one DOP. So with angel wings, we can add something like arc right, and then you'll see two features appear on top. When you hover over this white bar, you can adjust the percentage of how much affect final images. You can adjust on both sides to your desired result. And here is the result. You see that the angel wings open and the camera also arc right. I didn't end up using this clip. This one is the one I ended up using. So I took the last frame of this video and also input my next scene using the weight pen feature with this prompt. And here is the results. I think the transition is pretty smooth. So for the next scene, I use the second scene image with my third scene with the weight pen with this text prompt. And here is the results. The whole transition is pretty smooth and seamless. The third scene, I use the Earth zoom out again with this prompt. And here is the results. So I feel like I didn't have enough duration of the Earth scene, so I used the last frame of the last clip and using the dolly zoom out feature to create this last scene, sort of as an extension of what we didn't have. Once we have all the major clips complete, we're ready for the final step, stitching everything together into a full sequence. Let's move on to edit the final video. And for the final step, we'll stitch everything together using an easy editing tool like CapCut. I'm using CapCut in this example, but you can follow the same process in any editor. First, we'll drag all the animated clips into the project and also align them scene by scene. So for the first clip, it's a zoom out effect, but which I want a zoom in effect instead. So I'll select the clip, and in CapCut there is the reverse feature where you can reverse the video. So it becomes zoom in like this. As you can see, the video is a little bit slow compared to the video I have in my example. So next we'll have to adjust the speed of our clip. Like for the Earth zoom in, I want it to zoom in quick and then maybe slow down here. So after selecting the clip, we can go to speed, and for speed, we can simply change the slider here to speed it up or slow down, but then it will apply to the whole clip that you selected. Or you can also directly change duration here. So one way to do it is that you find a point where you want to slow down, for example from here, and then split it into two and just speed up this portion. So it will speed up and then slow down when it approach her. But that's probably not the most ideal. It's not as smooth. Another way is we use the curve feature under speed, where you can see there's a lot of preset speed here. We can just click and the speed of the whole duration will be set to the preset. For example, like this one, we want it to go in fast and then slow. Like this one is raised to this level first, and then it slowed down and here, but probably I want it to slow down more like in here. We can adjust this as we like. And we can do the same with the rest of the clips, especially the speed when it transitions into another scene. I don't want it to slowly transition like this. So we can adjust the shape of it to fit what we like for a smoother transition. Also for the second scene, I want her to turn back. So what I did was just to copy this one and put it here and put this one on reverse. So we'll have a scene like this. But for the second one, I want it to be faster. You can also click custom to manipulate your speed to your preference. Next, we'll add the sound effect. We can find a lot of sound effect in the audio feature. For things like the sound of bubble, we can put here. We can adjust the sound for maybe this part within the sound of bubble. So for the one that I ended up using, I add a strong wing effect for the earth when it zooms in, and here whoosh effect when it turns, and this weird king sound when it turns back, just for dramatic effect. And also when the wing come out, I added an effect. I also recorded myself of the laughter that I think would fit the scene when it laughs. It's probably not necessary. I just feel like I want it to stay, but I feel like it's a little bit dry if I don't add some sound in here. And also wing and whoosh effect when I pass to another scene. Also laughter or sound here. Also for this kind of video, it's nice to have a background music, but be careful when using music from CapCut. You may get into some copyright issue, so you can add in your own music as well. So layer in the background music, and just that we have a complete video we can post. You now have a complete AI generated cinematic video made from just a few images. Ideally, it's even more powerful if you use your own travel photos. I didn't have mine handy for this one, so I generated everything. But if you do have personal photo, you can turn them into something totally unique and very different from any typical travel vlog. Give it a try using the link below and tag me if you make something fun. Follow me on my Instagram and DM if you have any questions. I hope your video goes viral this week, and I will see you on the next one. Check out this video to learn how to turn your ideas into stories with just a few clicks.